This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes. Yeah, yes.
Okay, okay. So yesterday we completed some part of custom shapes. Okay, like creating the custom borders and some border styles. Okay, like how to create the circle. Circle I already teach in the previous classes. Okay, applying the border radius for the exact square, you can create the exact circle. Okay, and then square. Okay, rectangle, and applied transform value also for rotating the square object, rectangle object. Okay, so now let me go 3D to square, rectangle, and circle. Okay, so here the third one is like a full circle, and the next how to create the half circle. So I did exact half circle. Okay, so for this I'm going to take one more div. So like here you can say half circle. So is there any doubts or questions in the yesterday class? Apurva and Manapa?
I'm not completely done yet, so probably tomorrow I may ask. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So here, as I created the previous one, like a half circle. Okay. Just I'm going to copy all this. Okay. Now it will become like a width 200 and height 200 pixels, means it's exact square. Okay. And after applying border radius 100 pixel, it will change as a circle. Okay. So this should be like a half circle, exact half circle. Okay. So here let's say, so when want to create any like a half circle, the shape should be exact rectangle, not square, not any other shape. It should be a exact rectangle. So exact rectangle means, suppose width is 200 pixel, the height should be 100 pixels. Okay, so now it is like exact rectangle. Okay, now let me check this one. Yeah, now it is change some with round corners. Okay, the like round tube type. Okay, but this should be like exact half circle. Okay, now the border radius applying on four sides, top left, top right, and bottom left, bottom left. Okay, now I'm going to apply only two sides, either top left right or bottom left to right. Okay, so like here in the border radius section, I'm going to give the four values. Okay, the second value 100 pixel, and third value 0, and fourth value also 0. Okay, so that means the border radius, the first 100 pixel on the top left. Okay, and the second 100 pixel on top right, and then second, third 0 and fourth 0 values apply on the bottom left and bottom right. Okay, that is the order of the radius. Okay, so here the four values to apply the four sides. So now it is exact half circle here, right? So suppose you can give, you can change the like first and second value as 0. Now the border radius on top left and right 0 0, and the bottom right and bottom left is 100 pixels. Okay, so like this we can create like half circle, either from top to bottom or top bottom to top, like this. Okay, so like this you can create any custom shape. And one more I will give you one triangle shape also. Yesterday in the previous class I show you one example, right? Okay, let me change. div class is equal to, okay, let's say like up arrow something. Okay. Okay, so this is my up arrow class. Okay, so here first I'm going to apply the border thickness, okay, border color also. These three properties I'm going to apply here. So first let me say border left, border left 10 pixels, 10 or whatever you want to get 20 or 30 or 40. Okay, 40 pixels, and then solid. Okay, and then some color, like for example you can say any color, let's say yellow. The same way I'm going to do border right and border right, again same 40 pixels, and then solid. So solid, again you can say some other color like green. Okay, and this is my second color, and third one is border bottom. Okay, bottom again, here you can say we can increase the value of border thickness. Okay, 100 pixels, and border style solid, and then here you can say red, like this. Okay, so first let me check how it is displaying. Okay, so it's created like one like a full rectangle. So from one side, the 40 pixel, 40 or 100, bottom 100 pixels. Okay, so here first we need to create the object. Okay, and then we can apply the border, because without any object like a square, rectangle, circle, or any image, we can't apply any borders, right? So first we need to create one box, like the zero values, width 0, and then height also 0, because here we are going to create the shape with the border thickness, one border colors. Okay, yeah, now we can see. Okay, so here as per our border values, like border thickness, the first yellow color 40 pixel. Okay, and then second value green 40 pixels, that is border. Okay, and third value red, like as per our border thickness, style, and color. Okay, so like this one shape is came like with triangle and other some other shape. Okay, like left triangle or something. Okay, so here in the yellow place and green place, I'm going to apply the transparent background, yeah, the transparent color. Instead of saying the yellow and the green, I'm going to say the border color is transparent. Okay, so the transparent you can say, and the green also. Okay, so now what happened? The border left 40 and border right 40 pixels is become transparent, so there's no color. So in the last one, the border bottom 100 pixel. Okay, and solid red. See, now it is like exact like up arrow, like some triangle up arrow type. Okay, like using the border thickness, border style, and the border color and transparent. Okay, we can create like this kind of up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow. From any other shapes also, you can use one object like any width and height with 0 values. And for this, we can apply the different border properties and values. Okay. So is it clear?
Yeah.
To create the custom shape.
Mhm.
Okay. So this is like what our CSS some part of like creating the custom shapes and applying some CSS3 borders for our shapes. Okay, and how to make the circle, how to make the half circle. Okay, this is some part of the CSS3. Now I'm going to teach you the transforms. Okay, the transforms, we have 3 different type of transforms: rotate, scale, skew, and 4. Like the 4th one is translate. Okay, so I will create one more page for this for transformations. Transforms.html. You can say CSS3 transforms. Okay, and create one style sheet. Link relative style sheet and href CSS folder. I'm going to create that's transform something like transform.css. Okay, and then create the style sheet. Right, so one transform.html and one transform.css. Okay, that style sheet is linked in our HTML document. Now I'm going to create like 2 containers. One is the full page container, and inside container I'm going to create one box, like one object to apply all these transforms: rotate, scale, skew, translate. Okay, so let me create 2 divs. So the first class should be container, and inside container again I'm going to say div, the class box, we can say. Let me create the container. Okay, these CSS you know already, just I'm going to write on this. Some width 700 pixels and padding 20 pixels and margin 0 and auto, and some border 2 pixels, solid, and then color, that you can say green. Okay, so this is our container, and for the box here I'm going to create one rectangle or a square something. 200 pixels, height 120 pixels, and some background color for the box. Let's say orange, red or something. And this also I'm going to make in center in the container using in the margin 0 and order. Okay, let's see how it is displaying it. Yeah, now it's created. The green color one is the main page container. Inside the container, I used one box. Okay, so for each and every transform, I'm going to apply the different boxes. Okay, so the box is common for all the transformations. Okay, on each box, I'm going to apply transform, rotate, transform, scale, rotate. Okay, and translate these four transforms. Okay, so first I will apply the rotate for this. Let's say here rotate. Okay, so for the text also I will write some CSS. Text align, center, line height, and 20 pixels. Color white, and then font size. Yeah, now it is in the center, the rotate text. Okay, so then for applying the rotate scale, I'm going to create one more class because in every transform we need one box. Okay, so that's why I created one box. So the box is common for all the transforms. Okay, so now I'm going to create one class for the uh, rotate scale Skew. Okay, so here let's create rotate. Here you can say rotate transform. Transform, here you can say rotate. Rotate, I'm going to do like 45 degrees. So the box will rotate in 45 degrees angle. So my first class is box and second class is rotate for the transform box. Like, okay, like this you can rotate any object using from 0 to 360 degrees. You can rotate the text, you can rotate the object, you can rotate image also. Okay, so by default on the page loading, by default it's showing like rotate like some different shape, but here I need the rotation on mouse over, like in smooth animation. Okay, so for this the rotate H forward, I'm going to give the rotate H forward here. H forward. Okay, so here you can say transition. Okay, transition. As I said in the previous classes, given three values. Okay, like a duration, all, and ease function.
Yes.
Yes. Here I can say first all and time, like the duration of the transition, and then ease. Okay. When it should be on mouse over your box. Okay. Now first it should be we need to only of the rotate on the fixed state, initial state. Okay. Here also we should say the rotate on mouse over. See, so on mouse over we can rotate 45 degrees. Okay, but it's like some kind of jerking. Jerking means like jumping, so it's jumping immediately, but I need some smooth way, like animation type of thing. Okay, so for this we can apply the transition values to your current state. The current state means the initial state. Okay, the transition and all of the duration and these. Okay, so when my mouse over, it's rotating the object, and when transition transform. Okay, that's it. The return state also I'm going to. Yeah, here let's say first increase the time. Okay, so this is a transition all duration of, no, this is actually the all for the all elements. Okay, and the 0 point time and ease function. Okay, for the making smooth animation here actually we need some more time, because when I mouse over it's immediately rotating about the 45 degree. So if you have some time, sufficient time, okay, it will animate in smooth way. Okay, like rotating first 0 degree to 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. Okay, so for this we can provide duration also, transition duration property pair. So yes, transition duration. Okay, so for the duration you can say 1 second. Okay, 1 second means it's about 1000 milliseconds. Okay, we have 1000 milliseconds time, rotate 45 degrees. See, now it's like a smooth animation. Okay, so like this you can rotate object, and you can change the degrees here. Suppose if you want to rotate the 360, this you can say 360 degrees on the transform rotate. So now again it's it's rotating like in fast way, because we have less time, like 1 second. Suppose if you increase the duration of your rotation, again it will like a smooth animation. Here 2 seconds now. Now we have some sufficient time. Okay, so it's rotating smooth animation. Okay, so like this you can apply. Mainly here you have to create one object like box, or the same thing you can apply for the image also. Okay, for the text also you can apply. So first we need some element. Okay, like box, text, image, and then you can rotate on mouse over. Suppose if you want to apply the direct state, like install state, here itself you can use the transform also for making different shapes. Okay, but you want to mouse over. Okay, on mouse over only it should be rotate. You can take the pseudo selector, the H over, and you can apply the rotate and degrees, and then other duration and ease function. Okay, it will work any element, text element and image element also. Okay, so like this you can use the rotate on any object. Okay, when rotating you can apply any other properties, like for example if you want to change the background color. Okay, suppose if you want to apply the border radius for round corners. Okay, if you want to translate from 0 to 50 pixel to right. Okay, 50 pixels left side or top bottom, you can apply other properties. Okay, now I'm going to apply only the background color. Background color, that was red color, right? So now I'm going to apply the clay green. So by default, it is red color. Right? When I mouse over, it will change the color. Okay, even text color also you can change. Text color, let's say here, red. Yes. Okay, the two actions is changing background color and changing text color. Okay, so this is rotate, transform, and rotate. Okay, and the next one, skew. Okay, generally the skew means like kind of like squeeze in your object, text, image, or box. We're going to squeeze x-axis and y-axis. Okay, to create any some custom shape. Okay, any custom object. Okay, for this I'm using one more box. Let's say here skew. Text also skew. It's the same. It's the same here. First I'll apply the transform skew. Transform skew. Okay, here you can say around 20 degrees. Like, okay, so overlapping. Okay, that gives some space. Margin on bottom. Yeah. Okay. So the first one is like rotate. Okay, it was on 0 state. Okay. The second one skew. Okay. So skew means we are going to skew that object the 20 degrees. Okay. So here, suppose we can skew it to y-axis also. By default, it will take x-axis. Okay. Specifying skew x, skew y, it will skew that object y like this. So now the skew is in y-axis. The default one is skew x. Okay, like this also you can apply skew and skew means qx and skew y also you can apply by mentioning capital Y. Okay, let me give the properties. Skew y, and this one I'm going to put the comment. This. Okay, so like this we can apply the skew. So the same thing want done on the rotate h over. Same thing we can do here also. Skew h over. Let me go down the comment. Skew degrees, skew to y 20 degrees. Now again it's the same position, same object on mouse over skew. Okay, so the same like whatever you applied for the rotate object, the transition duration, okay, the transition functions we can apply here also, the same thing. Like, okay, so this is a kind of some different shape when you want to create like a different shape with multiple objects, we are going to use the skew. Like for example, 3D cube. Like that. Okay, for the 3D cube, we need 3 objects, like 3 boxes. For 3 boxes, we are going to apply rotate and skew both, and position for making exact cube. Okay, so that kind of requirement you have, you can use the rotate and skew also. Okay, and the third one is scale. So scale means you know already the scale part. Given one example on the HTML5 template project section. Scale on mouse over scale like 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah.
Okay, let me create one more box for this. Scale. Sorry. Yeah, now this is my scale object. Okay, let me write the CSS. Apollo Anant, 1 second, I'll be back. నిన్న పంపించే కదా మీకు చూడు నాకైతే ఇంకేం రాలేదు వచ్చినప్పుడు వస్తే పంపిస్తాను. Hello, Apurva Ananta?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So same thing, we are going to do the scale part also, but here we are going to apply the scale, transform scale. Okay, like for example, like when my mouse over zoom in, zoom out. Okay, so here let me do some property. Transform scale. Okay, here you can say transform scale, like for example 1.2. Okay, 1.2 means like 120% scale. Now it is 100% only, whatever width value and height value, that is 100%, and apply the scale 1.2, it's increasing about 20%. Okay, so now it is increased about 20%. So that means like for total box width and height is increased by 120%. Okay, so that is our scale 1.2. The same thing I'm going to provide in the H over section. H over, let's put the scale 1.2. Okay, the same like transition duration and the background colors. Here, let me give some other color, like blue or something. See, on mouse or its scale. Okay, so now this is like scaling from 100% to 120%. Suppose we want to increase this, you can apply the scale value. So suppose you want to 50% scaling, just you can say 1.5. Like it's scaling about 50%. Okay, so here now it is scaling both like X and Y. Okay, and in width and height also it's scale. Okay, so here you can specifically you can say scale X. So now it is scale only width, like X-axis. Like, it's like stretching. Okay, and you can say Y also. Now it is scaling on Y-axis. Okay, so like this you can apply scale. Here the main thing is the transform property and scale X, scale Y. Okay, everywhere use the transform only. For properties transform, but the transform types is 4. Okay, rotate, skew, scale, and another one is translate. Okay, so translate also I will teach you. So here suppose it's kind of like suppose if you want to make like a circle and make like a zoom in, zoom out. Okay, we can apply in the scale section. so first I want to make the circle the this scale object. So let me give the here width 150 pixels and height also 150 pixels. Now it is exact square. Okay, and let's say here I can remove the Y. Okay, and let's say here transform scale. I'm going to say 0.5. So 0.5 means that is 50%. Okay, basically my object is 50% only. Okay, I decreased to 50% and almost over increased 1.5%. I mean 150%. Okay, let me check. Yeah. Now it's scaling from 50% to 150%. And here you can say border radius 100 pixels for making the circle. Like you can say it's converting from square to circle also, almost. Right. Okay, so you can say it's kind of like a small animation and zoom in, zoom out also. So basically first our object is square, okay, with 50%, and almost over we're applying these all properties. Okay, changing background color, text color, and transition duration. Okay, so these are all like some scale we can do. Okay, we can apply any other CSS also. Okay, basically here I'm going to change the from square to make circle on mouse over for kind of any animation. Okay. So one more is like translate. Okay, translate here nothing but like we are going to move the object from one position to another position. So let's say one more here, translate. We have again the same box. Okay, and use the class. Here I can say transform scale. Let's say here 100 pixels. Here you need to see the pixels, 100 pixels. So 100 pixels means that is scale 100 pixel means that is positive value. It will move to the right. Okay, from 0 axis. Scale, scale, correct. Transform scale, correct. Sorry, not scale. Translate, not scale. Translate. Then see, the object is moved to the right. Okay, about how much value? 100 pixels. Okay, there is no translate. Again, it will be on 0 state. Okay, suppose if you want to move left side. Okay, and we can give the negative value. So instead of saying positive value, you can say negative value to move the left side from 0. Right. Okay, so like this, we can move object anywhere in the page. Applying transform, translate as a positive value or negative value. Okay, so let's say same position. The translate h over here. You can say comment translate. Yeah, it's moving in a smooth way, translating. Okay, for example, if you want, now it is translating like x-axis only, not y. Okay, suppose you want to access y-axis translate, you can use the y. Translate y 100 pixel. So that will move from top to bottom. Right? So for the top means this you can say negative. The default is positive value, and it can say the positive value using the minus. Okay, so like this you can apply the translate. So here the translate means just we are moving the object from somewhere to another place. So we can rotate entire the like around the page from top, left, bottom, right. We can move any object. Okay, so these are main transforms: transform, scale, rotate, scale, skew, and translate. Okay, and these are all we are going to apply the animation also. Okay, the animation I will teach you tomorrow. Okay, animation keyword, how to make animation like this. Okay, so again, the transforms also we are using on the animation. On mouse over, by default, some animation should be happen. Right. Okay, so till now it's clear. And is any doubts or questions?
No.
Okay, okay, fine. Anantha, I will teach you animation on tomorrow class.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.